Picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
My name is Optimus Prime. Autobots, roll out!
And now, as the great man once said, it's time for something completely different. This is going to be a sub-series on my channel that is going to be its own playlist. It's a different animal from any of the weekly updates that I normally do, because I have embarked on a year-long quest, and I'm going to be doing a part work build. The part work build will be Optimus Prime. I am wearing my Prime t-shirt. This is going to be no small Prime when we're done. Now, you saw me do the YOLO Prime model. Even the YOLO Prime model, as impressive as it was, is not this impressive. This is the size of the actual Prime I am going to be doing. It is 31 inches. 31 inches tall. It will weigh over 20 pounds when it is all said and done. 11 kg, 24.5 pounds, 600 pieces, 15 inches wide, 31 inches tall. This is a part work build from a company called Agora Models. Now, if you watch my channel, you'll hear me talk about Wayne Green a lot. Wayne of World of Wayne. Wayne is the part work master. He is working on this kit as well. I will not pretend to be as good or as well versed at doing part work builds as Wayne, and I will shunt you to Wayne's his channel. I'm not going to be doing the same type of workout that he is. He does actual here are the parts, put them together. I am basically going to be doing a summarized version. I will show you the parts, because I like doing meet the parts, and then probably I will show you results at the end of each stage. I am on the 12-month plan, which means that this will take a year to finish. I will get a package every month for 12 months. Each of those packages will have like 4 stages in it, if I'm understanding this correctly. I am new to all of this. The only part work I have ever built was the half-scale R2, and the reason I did that was because I basically bought all of this full set from a gentleman who collected it all and never built it. I bought his full set of parts and built them in. There were 100 stages, and I think I did like 10 stages a day for 10 days, something like that. It was not a great success, and it was because I screwed up the battery section portion of it. Not entirely my own fault. It was a really stupid way to power something. But because I was not the original purchaser, when I went to D'Agostini to ask for some replacement parts, they had no record of me because I was not the original purchaser, so I was SOL. Anyway, water under the bridge. I am fully registered with Agora, and will be getting these sets over the next 12 months. It's going to be a measure of my patience, whether or not I'm going to be able to stick with it, because I'm not the kind of person that likes to wait around for things. So, without much more chin wagging, let's get down to the channel, or to the table, and meet the parts. Alrighty, when you get your boxes from Agora, this is what they look like. I have the address on the bottom of them. Mine come out of Florida, my boxes. But this is box 1, and we will get to the 4 stages that are in it. This is well, I'm just going to lay them all out. What this is also going to give me a wonderful excuse to do is there's three trees here. Is a wonderful excuse to finally use my part work challenge mat. This was something that Phil had made up from the nice people over at the part work company. But yeah, Partworks. Sorry, I'm blanking on your name. The Partworks company. But he had them made up for our last Spruverse challenge last year. There's my name up there, and Wayne's and Spruverse. So I finally get to use that this year. Yay! But there are basically 3 big chunks of parts here that we're going to start on our way with. And the instructions do not come. You have to go to the website and download the instructions, which, oh, okay, I could dig that. Look at some of the, this is, again, some of the features that we're going to have. We're going to have sounds, we're going to have motion, we're going to have lights, we're going to have jointed posability, all kinds of stuff. I would advise you, if you're interested, to go to agoramodels.com and see for it yourself. They have a whole bunch of other types of models. I have to say I'm not a big fan of the 1.8 cars. They're beautiful. I love to watch people make them, but it's not something that I would collect. But they hit on my they hit on my secret passion for all things Optimus Prime. So that's why I'm going to be working on this. Remember what I said before about there not being any printed instructions. What they recommend you to do is to go to the site and download PDFs of the instructions. Now, I could print these out, but that's 30 pages. That's just for the first box, that's 30 pages, 15 front and back. So I'm just going to look at the stuff on my tablet here and go through the instructions that way. Now, here is part 1, the pack of what's in part 1, and you can match that up against what's in your bin here to make sure you've got everything that you need. Seems to be everything we need for the head and for the well, this is what shows what areas we're going to be working on. The whole head, and then the front windshield, front chest / windshield areas. And I've noticed that amongst part builds is that even if it's a car, they tend to give you the face. If it's an iron, or if it's a figure like an Iron Man or Optimus, they give you the head in the first stage, and if it's a car, they give you the front grille and the bumper and the headlights, so they can basically give you the face of the subject in the first in the first package, which is smart because it gives you an idea of the quality of the materials and kind of hooks you, because once you have the face, you got to build the rest of it. A more cynical company might hold off on the really juicy bits till the end, until they have got you, way down the line before they give you the good parts. But not these guys. They give you the head right off the bat. So even if you decide to stop your subscription, you still have the head. So here we have a battery pack so that we can, well, I'll show you on the actual part. Battery pack and a testing board so that we can test out the lights and some of the effects that we've got. And now this is the IDW version of Optimus Prime, which was a comic book, if I recall, and not much more than that, which means it's got these side spikes. These guys, the side spikes on the head. I don't know if I'm going to keep those. I may try to work around those if there's any part work upgrade people out there that are trying to make mods for this. You might want to think about making a mod that covers this hole right here, so you can have the side of the head without it. And then here is the windshield and chest piece and the shoulder. I guess they would be the lights that go above the cab. They're not turn signals, but they would go above the cab. And then we're right into instructions. It gives you the part number and what screw and each step that you're supposed to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and start working through these steps. And the next time you see anything from me, I will be done with at least the head of it. I'll take a progress report, a midway progress report, because I've got the head done, and I'll give you my impressions. I'm enjoying this. Now, the only mistake I made, which was a rookie blunder, was that I was mistaking some of the metallic screws for the plastic screws. They are PWMs and PWBs, and they're the same size, but I wasn't paying particular close enough attention. I only had to back up a couple of steps and replace, because I was just using up the PWMs, but I had to back up a couple of steps and replace some screws, but no big deal. Now we've got a completed head, and I've said a million times, and I'll say it till I'm dead, I hate these. I hate these, I hate these. This is the IDW Prime, this is not G1 Prime. These shouldn't exist. These covers here are meant to be glued down. I have not glued them down. You can still pull them out because the single screw is all that holds these in. And I'm hoping that somebody is going to come up with a replacement part for this so that you don't have to use those. So, and for that inevitability, I have not glued those in. But we've got the completed head. We've got the neck ball joint here. We've got the wires going down that are going to both light up the eyes and move the mouth. The mouth will not engage right now because it is hooked up to a motor, and until that motor gets a input, it's not going to do any moving. Okay, I may have got a little spot of glue on the metal here. The metal is quite beefy. It's got a beautiful blue metallic flake paint on it, or a finish to it. The plastic silver looks really good. It looks like metal just as well as anything else does. The red I have not really gotten into. That's going to be the chest point. But we are done with the head. I've got these many screws left over. I'm sure I'm supposed to use them on the rest. So I am not... and from watching Wayne, I know that you do end up with leftover screws. But I am not presuming that these are leftovers yet. So we're going to go on to assembling the chest and adding the lights to that. So I'll report back when that part is done. Alrighty, I'm not going to lie, it's taken a couple of hours to do the work. Partially because I'm not, I don't do this every day, and partially because I was taking my time and wanting to make sure I did it right, because, one simple mistake somewhere up the line can be a massive headache down the line. So we're finally to the point now where we're finished with construction. See, I've got and that'll give you the idea how big his chest is going to be. Of course, these windows are going to need a lot of cleaning, and I know that I want to paint the windshield wipers. I want to paint the rubber part on that black, so I'll pull these off later and paint them. But that's as much as the chest, and that's his head, so he's going to be huge. But we're finally to the point now where we can test the electronics. So I have got the battery box loaded up with some AA's. Got the testing board attached to it. It says take the assembled head and plug the left-hand cable into the PCB, which is this little testing board. And the eyes should light up. Okay, so left hand. And am I on camera? Let me make sure. Flip the lens around so I can see it. Yes, we're in camera. He's laying on the pillow. Take the left-handed one and plug it into the small jack here and see if I can get the eye. Yep, the eyes light up. The eyes are lit. Huzzah, the eyes are lit. And connect the right-hand cable into the PCB and the mouth should move. What do you know? He ain't saying much of anything, but he's making his mouth move to do it. There you go. Okay, a little bit of motor noise, but I can live with that. So we unplug that, and we unplug. Now Wayne has showed us how to do that. You don't pull on the wires, you rock back and forth with a flat screwdriver that way. And Wayne, you'll be happy to know, yes, I did put a little bit of oil on the screws that were going into metal. I also pre-dug them, particularly on the inside of this piece right here, where these 4 screws went. Before I even put this insert in, I pre-screwed those to make sure that there was no buildup of paint that was keeping the screw from going all the way in. I will tell you one thing that bugged me,
and it bugs me I broke a magnet. And how do you break a magnet? Well, you snap them together, and they are so strong that it because it was over the top of the edge of one, it snapped it. Now here's what's bugging me. I don't know how to. There's no way to mark the polarity on these things, so I put them, all in the same way with the attractive side up, if you want to use that term. But I'm hoping that when it comes time to put the matching magnet into the body, that we're going to get an option there, because I don't know that's going to attract the right way, is what I'm saying. If there had been a way to say, okay, put the plus side up and the negative side down, I would have done it, but there was no such instruction. So that's the head. The head is working. So now we're going to test all of these lights, and they all use the same plug. So we're just going to go one by one, and we're not going to plug them all the way in, because, yes, can you see it on the screen there? That's the outside edge one. There you go. See, that's working. Now we'll try the next one. This should be the inside edge one. And that's the inside edge one. Okay, that's everything on that door. And with all the trouble of putting those lights together, if there's something that's broken, it's going to stay broken. I don't know that I could get back in there. Okay, that's working. And that's working. Yay, all of my lights are working. So, congratulations, you've gotten to this point. See, pack 1 is complete. And we're at the bottom of page 30, and we are finished.
And thus ends my first pack on the Agora Optimus Prime. If you want to get this for yourself, it's available. Agora.com, agoramodels.com, available in the U.S. Through that website, and I'm sure in the UK through the UK version. But this is a harbinger of things to come. Then it's going to be a fun year ahead. Like I said, the only thing that bugs me, these big spikes. We got to find a way to get away from those. Other than that, between that and the big windshield, we got the big showy parts done. No hint of what's to come in the next set. I'm assuming it's going to be something dull and boring, like some internal structure. But we will know next month, so stay tuned for the next thrilling chapter. This has been Chapter 1. Until all are one. Y'all take care of yourself, and we'll see you here next month, maybe.